It's that time of the year again where Samsung invites us all to have a look at their latest devices. On this Unpacked, we're taking a look at the brand new foldables coming through from Samsung for the year ahead. Tonight they announced the brand new Samsung Galaxy Flip8 as well as the brand new Samsung Galaxy Fold8, and then you get the Fold8 Ultra, which is essentially just the Fold, but now it has a new name. It has Ultra at the end of it. So let's take a look at what Samsung has up its sleeves. Let's start by looking at the entry point to the foldable lineup. This is the Galaxy Z Flip8. Hardware-wise, Samsung focused heavily on structural refinement. The frame uses advanced armor aluminum paired with a high-strength hinge designed for better long-term durability. Unfolded, the device measures 6.1 millimeters thick and weighs 180 grams, making it 13.1% thinner and nearly 4% lighter than the previous generation, holding the title of the thinnest and lightest Z Flip yet. Around the back, you're looking at a dual camera setup featuring two 50-megapixel sensors, one wide, one ultra-wide. It also features dual recording, letting you record simultaneously from both front and rear lenses. When you open it up, you get a 6.9-inch dynamic LTPO AMOLED inner panel running at 120 Hz with a peak brightness of 2600 nits. Closed, the outer flex window gives you a 4.1-inch Super AMOLED screen, also running at 120 Hz and 2600 nits. Wrapped in Gorilla Glass Victus 2. Under the hood, it runs a customized Qualcomm AP paired with a 4800 mAh battery, rated for up to 26 hours of video playback. Charging speeds come in at 45 watts wired, giving you a 63% charge in 30 minutes, alongside 10 watts wireless charging. In South Africa, the Galaxy Z Flip8 starts at 26,999 Rand for the 256GB model. The Galaxy Z Flip8 remains the clear entry point for lifestyle users and anyone who prioritizes compact pocketability and content creation over raw screen size. And now moving over to the book-style foldables. The standard Galaxy Z Fold8 introduces a noticeable shift in screen proportions. Samsung is calling this a content-native form factor. The inner screen is a 7.6-inch display running at a 4:3 aspect ratio, while the outer cover screen runs at 10:16 aspects. When reading in portrait mode, it shifts to 3:4. The idea here is to give apps and media formats a wider canvas without awkward letterboxing. It kind of reminds me of those old Kindle devices. Structurally, the main display incorporates a new flex titanium technology. This layers an ultra-thin titanium alloy film directly beneath the OLED panel, backed by a titanium support plate. This is built to create a flatter, more uniform surface and reduce visible creases over repeated folding. Camera-wise, the Fold8 carries a 50-megapixel main camera with software additions like Photo Assist, My Fan Cam, and native document scanning. Then looking on the software front, One UI introduces on-screen intelligent task automation integrated across more than 40 apps, allowing multi-step AI tasks directly on screen without switching between apps. Samsung is also including a 6-month trial of Google AI Pro with their foldables. In terms of pricing, the Galaxy Z Fold8 comes in two tiers. The 256GB comes in at 40,999 Rand. Then there's the 512GB version, which comes in at 45,999 Rand. This standard Galaxy Z Fold8 with its new 4:3 aspect ratio is designed as an expansion play, aimed at capturing a completely new audience who found previous Fold designs too narrow, as well as current Z Flip owners who've outgrown the flip form factor and want a proper tablet-style canvas. Then we have the apex offering in the lineup. This is the Galaxy Z Fold8 Ultra. Where the standard Fold8 focuses on a new wider form factor, the Ultra keeps the traditional tall, expansive layout and focuses entirely on screen real estate, structural rigidity, and flagship camera hardware. Let's start with those displays. For the cover screen, you're looking at a 6.5-inch outer display, maintaining a narrow profile for standard one-handed smartphone use. The main display opens up and it unfolds into a massive 8-inch inner panel, making it the largest canvas in Samsung's foldable catalog. Both screens run high refresh dynamic panels backed by Samsung's Flex titanium structure underneath the glass. This incorporates a titanium plate and titanium alloy film designed to reinforce the panel, reduce crease visibility, and maintain structural integrity over heavy folding cycles. Around the back, the Ultra gets the full flagship camera suite, similar to the Galaxy S26 Ultra. There, you get a 200-megapixel main wide camera with upgraded HDR capture for lifelike clarity and color accuracy. Then, there's the 50-megapixel ultra-wide sensor, followed by a 10-megapixel telephoto lens with 3 times optical zoom. Under the hood, it's driven by Samsung's Pro Visual Engine paired with an upgraded NPU. That pipeline powers enhanced nitrography video and gives you the hardware overhead to shoot and edit 8K videos natively directly on the 8-inch panel. You might be wondering who's this for? The Galaxy Z Fold Ultra is positioned directly for the enthusiast base, specifically existing Fold owners on contract looking to upgrade from devices like the Fold 5, Fold 6, and even the Fold 7. It's built for power users who want the top-tier 200-megapixel camera system, titanium frame, and zero specs sacrificed. Across all 3 models, standard color options include cream and graphite. Model-specific options feature violet shadow for the Ultra, lavender and pistachio for the Fold 8, and pink or mint for the Flip 8. Alongside the foldables, Samsung also updated their wearable lineup with the Galaxy Watch 9 and Galaxy Watch Ultra 2. The Watch 9 gets a redesigned, lighter aluminum frame that's 17% lighter than before, and it's paired with a new 3000 nit display and a 390 mAh battery, which is a 20% capacity jump. It's powered by the Snapdragon Wear Elite processor and introduces a new heart health score metric to track vascular load and daily wellness trends. Moving on to the Watch Ultra 2, it's built for heavy outdoor use, packing an 800 mAh battery, which is 35% larger than its predecessor, and pushing a peak display brightness of 5000 nits on a 1.52-inch panel. And there you have it. As always, I'm curious to find out what you think of these brand new devices. Which one is for your picking and which one are you gravitating towards more? Let me know in the comments down below. But from myself, Papi Mabele, and Gift behind the camera, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one.